So that paperback shelf right there in the middle. I had this notion that it would be cool to read a whole bookcase of books. And I was thinking this would be a cool one because I love paperbacks. And this is also the literary fiction section. So it excludes science fiction and nonfiction paperbacks, which are other sections, and the really weird stuff section, which is all like about Roswell. And it would be all like mostly novels. There's some poetry and other stuff mixed in there that I felt was appropriate to the section. Because I don't have a poetry section, I have fewer sections in this new apartment I'm in. Because I don't have a poetry section, the poetry is mixed through the rest of the collection on a kind of vibes basis. Same with the philosophy and a couple of other things, which I think is cool. But I will be refining this collection as this project continues forward. I expect it to take 4 or 5 years. I'll try to read these as fast as I can because I think I'll benefit as a writer from reading a bunch of novels. I mean, and also these are all of the literary fiction paperbacks that I've held on to over all of my life, pretty much, I mean, I got this collection, some of it dates back, and this also survived a major purge. I had 11,000 books, now I have about 4,000 books. But wouldn't it be cool to look at a bookcase and just be like, I've read all those. And you would also have been expanded so much by the contents of those books. I've read many of those books, and I think what I'm going to do is give a video for each one of these books as I read this project. And I'll do a little external research and organize my thoughts and maybe suggest related books. But there's a lot of good stuff on here. It's a very Anglo-centric collection, I've noticed. More stuff from England and America than anywhere. But there's still some eclectic stuff. I've got some doubles in there, and I want to swap those out as the project goes on. I think I've got 3 or 4 doubles in there. I like to have different editions of things, but for this project, I want it to be a case as eclectic as possible. And when I get rid of those doubles, that'll leave gaps, and I'll get some books, like some more stuff from like Africa and Asia and elsewhere in the world. Mix it up a little bit, make it a little more eclectic. Anyway, it's going to be great. I know there's some amazing books in here, and I can talk books all day. And you know what? Honestly, this project might just be for me, and if it gets no viewers, that's cool. But if it finds a book community, that would be super awesome. It's going to be a very idiosyncratic collection, but maybe there will be thoughts on collections in general, books in general, these books, blah, blah, blah. I love books, so I don't know. My friend Chris has a sci-fi channel. He makes it look so fun just talking about books, and I could definitely talk about sci-fi too. But I want to talk about these books, I think. And yeah, I'm going to pick a book from this case and just start reading it pretty soon here. I think I'm going to start with Montana Gothic because that book is awesome, and I love any excuse to reread it, and I'll have a lot to say about it. Anyway, this is a sort of introductory video. I'm Mike, and there's some good stuff on this case. So, let's check this here. Go look at these shelves a little bit. Top shelf. You gotta love paperbacks. I heard recently that the guy who invented a lot of modern punctuation, Albus Minutus, I think his name is, a monk, that he, what's his deal? Oh, that he also kind of invented the first portable books that weren't just big research things. And so kind of the ancestors of the paperback. I think of the modern paperback as dating to World War II. However, I do have paperbacks older than that. I've got one of the first paperbacks, I think, in my antique collection. It's called From Carabao to Clipper. I got it because there's a mention of the journalist Carl Taylor in there, who I've researched extensively. Very interesting fellow who traveled around the world studying sects that whipped themselves and was murdered. You can listen to my podcast, Sitting on the Edge, for 2 whole episodes on that. But this is not that. This is a book collection. And I really do think it's going to take me a long time to read this. And I don't plan to do any fancy editing or anything like that, because if I have to do all that stuff, I'm just not going to do this project. And I think what I really want is to force myself to read these books, because they're right by my bed, and I always am like, I should read those. I mean, my whole collection's awesome. When you have an 11,000 book collection and you pare it down to 4,000, and everything you keep is great. It has a reason for staying in your collection. Because I had to pay to have it stored for a while. But this channel is not going to be about the whole collection. Maybe I'll do a video on it sometime. But it's going to be about this bookcase right here. Channel name is meaningless. I just chose it at random. Yeah. I have a master's degree in writing. So I can speak with authority. I'm a published author myself. I have a book out, and I've been working for 14 years on another. Almost done. And I've been published in many articles or whatever. Who cares? Here's a bunch of books, and I'll just talk about them. Like when I read a book, I'll do a lot of external research and so on. I don't know, how long is a good amount of time for a video? 10 minutes? Maybe I'll make this video 10 minutes and try to keep the reviews at 10 minutes, because 10 minutes is like substantial. It's like arguably too long. However, I think it's good to force yourself to say stuff. Sometimes the short formats are just too short. I like a little more content. I really am a maximalist. I have no doubt I'll build the book collection back up to what it used to be. But 4,000 is good. Every wall of my apartment pretty much has bookcases on it. And I like that. In my bedroom, all 4 walls have bookcases. Bookcase on that wall. Case here. This is the important one, paperback case. Anyway, I don't want to do a tour right now because I'm still putting art up on the walls and things. But, imagine how you would feel if you walked by a bookcase and you were like, I've read all of those. I think I was maybe like that as a kid with the chapter bookcase in my bedroom. And it was a cool feeling. It is neat. So I want to bring that, and I want to expand my world by reading all these novels and learning about them, and expanding my knowledge of literature. A lot of these will be rereads. There's a lot of Shakespeare in here. I was like trying to get a paperback of every one of his plays. I still kind of am. And there's a lot of Woodhouse, because that was a guilty pleasure for a long time. Probably still is. There's a lot of Sinclair Lewis, because I read Elmer Gantry and was like, this guy's amazing. I'm going to get everything from him. And one time I did at a store. And, there's some doubles in there. Two House of Seven Gables. Two, what else? Aerosmiths. Two, Little Marches. I think one's a bridge, though. I gotta make sure before I get rid of it. The one with the bent spine. Anyway, books are so awesome. I see some all-time hits here already that I already love. Growth of the Soil. Oh, so good. Othello really is awesome. Montana Gothic. I can't wait to talk about it. Yeah, all of these were held on to for different reasons. I can't wait to read some of these. Boccaccio. Dante, that'll be a reread. Love it. Oh, Spoon River Anthology and New Spoon River. Those are like some of my favorite books in the world. Love those books. What else we got here? Oh, Thomas Wolfe. Yeah, awesome. I started that one. I want to reread it. And I read Look Homeward Angel. Wolfe's good. And what else we got here? Oh, Tom Robbins. My friend Dakota's always telling me to read Tom Robbins. And I have a story about that book. And an experience with someone who was reading that. Anyway. Yeah, these are gonna. I'm like excited to read these books. Ooh, the American Short Story Volume 1 and 2. That's great. Like so many of these are books that I've gotten and like meant to read forever. We're at 10:50 now, and this project will make me read them. And I don't know. Maybe people will find these videos on YouTube that have read the individual books. That's cool. I think that'll be my slow road to people being aware of this channel. I don't know. If people aren't, though, I kind of don't care. Like, I think it'd be awesome to have like 250 videos and have read this whole case and have that record. I could go through and, I don't know, mine it for printed content, some sort of anthology essay. Anyway, that's how my mind works. Okay, well, this is Mike Smith, and you know, we're gonna read this whole paperback bookcase for the next few years, and to me, that sounds like a good time. See ya.